Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. You are watching Nub's Collection, a YouTube series dedicated to the cataloging and review of every game of my physical media collection. As always, I am your host, Victor Nub, and today we're looking at Super Bomberman. Wait a minute, haven't we already played this game as an episode of Nub's Collection? Yes, we have. However, we looked at the multiplayer mode or battle mode for that game, or for that particular episode. And this week, we're actually going to be looking at the single player mode. Now, why did I feel like it was necessary to look at this game not once but twice? Mainly because there is a fundamental difference in the way the game plays between single player and multiplayer mode. Multiplayer mode, you're literally just fighting against, one or more other human or possibly computer-controlled bots that run around the map, dropping bombs to pick up power-ups and then trying to eliminate each other. How does that differ from the normal game? Well, the normal game has a map full of smaller enemies that you kill before you jump into a portal and get to a boss encounter. And each area is based on one particular style of map where maybe the boxes that you blow up don't regenerate. Sometimes they do. Some areas have little tunnels that you can go through that kind of obscure the map. There's lots of different gimmicks to each of the worlds that you encounter. Also, there are a couple of power-ups that you can only get in single-player mode that you could not pick up during the multiplayer mode. So I felt that there was enough of a difference between multiplayer and single-player modes to justify taking another look at this game, in particular just for the single-player mode. Are we going to do that for every game that I ever look at in multiplayer? Probably not, because I don't know if every single game you ever play is going to have a significant difference. For example, at some point in the near future, we are going to look at some fighting games. I did have a copy of Super Street Fighter. Excuse me, it wasn't Super Street Fighter. It was Street Fighter 2 Turbo. That's the one that I had. And while playing against a human versus playing versus a computer may be different, quotey fingers, it's the same game whether you're playing single player or multiplayer. There isn't a huge difference there. That's going to be the case with pretty much any fighting game. Games that are side-scrolling brawlers where you can add a second player, not a huge difference between those types of gameplay. This one, I felt like it was a significant enough difference that we could justifiably look at it a second time. So if you didn't get enough of the gameplay the first episode that we looked at it about a year and a half ago, good news, we're going to look at it again. And if you thought you saw everything you wanted to see from that one, feel free to skip this episode. Next week, we'll look at something completely different, probably equally as terrible. Anyway, I did want to give one quick shout out that I don't know if we mentioned during the first look at this game. In particular, it was for the composer of the soundtrack for this game, a lady by the name of Jun Chikuma, who also produced quite a number of other soundtracks for the Bomberman series, as well as Adventure Island and Wonder Boy, which we have also looked at games for. Her particular style is pretty unique because it's often very energetic and bubbly, but it's also very drum and bass heavy. You can actually pick up a lot of that in the demo videos that are playing here, especially for the multiplayer battle that we're seeing. There is quite a bit of drum and bass in there. Maybe not in the sense that people know drum and bass nowadays, but she was a great composer for a lot of games under Hudson Soft's umbrella. So just wanted to name drop her here and say thank you for all the good music that you've provided over the years. So we didn't get a chance to do the story setup for the game in the multiplayer mode look that we did previously, but we will go ahead and read it. It's not too long. The story section is simply titled Story. Far to the north of Bomberman's hometown, Peacetown, lies the modern metropolis Diamond City. There, the evil Carat Diamond and his cohort, scientist Dr. Mook, are holding a robot tournament with robots specially designed for their combat and offensive capabilities. Hoping to steal Bomberman's advanced combat capabilities, Diamond has created a fake Bomberman to go to Peacetown and kidnap the real Bomberman. Aware of Diamond's plot, Black Bomberman heads out alone to face the fake Bomberman. But Black Bomberman is defeated and his castle is taken. Somehow, Black Bomberman escapes and seeks refuge with White Bomberman, and warns him of Diamond's evil plan. Soon, wave upon wave of enemy robots begin their advance towards Peacetown. Now our two heroes must join forces and overthrow the evil Diamond. That's it. Pretty short story section, and frankly, I don't know how much of those characters or areas you actually see named at any point in the game. Since this was obviously a Japanese title, they may have just decided it wasn't really worth translating any of the names that may have already been in the game, so they just left it pretty text-free from that point forward once you start the game. Anyway, the main difference, of course, between this mode and the multiplayer mode is the fact that you are not fighting against other bots for the most part. There are some that you do fight later on. Also, there's a timer in the top left corner underneath the Bomberman's hit points. Well, not hit points, lives, I guess. Is a counter, those little white blocks that are turning black over time. If it runs out, you actually do die, and you have to continue by spending a life, basically. You only get one hit. If you get hit by any of the enemies in this game, you will die instantly, so you want to avoid contact with them as much as possible, while also trying to guide them into the path of your explosions. It gets a lot easier, of course, if you actually pick up one of the power-ups that increases the range of your explosion, but it's not impossible. So I should be able to get him this time. There we go. Now, important to note, the exit is usually a glowing blue box on the ground that you'll see after uncovering it. Do not bomb the exit. If you actually hit the exit with a bomb, it will cause another enemy to spawn, and then you'll have to kill them in order to exit. You can only leave the map when all of the enemies have been defeated. That can create a problem later in the game. There are enemies that are basically just floating sentient bombs that you have to get rid of or get away from the exit portal as soon as possible, because if they hit it, that counts as an explosion against the portal, and then you have to kill any enemies they spawn. Unfortunately, that could also include other bombs. So it's kind of like a negative feedback loop. They'll just keep throwing bombs down on the ground that spawn more bombs that, yeah, and on and on and on. Now, one fun little trick that we haven't made use of yet, and we might at some point, is what I call fire walking or bomb walking. Basically, while the character is flashing like he was just a second ago at the very start of the match, he is invulnerable to all hits. If you decide to drop a... Oh, come on! That was just sloppy play. If you do any bombs near your character while you're flashing, no damage comes to you. That's good and bad. Good because it means you can actually take out some multi-hit targets quite easily. It also means that you'll blow up any items that appear while you're blowing up constantly. Also, if you accidentally walk into the portal, it means that you will... how did that touch me? You'll actually cause more enemies to spawn, so you don't want to be very careful while you're doing that. Okay. Now, certain items while you're playing in single-player mode will remain even after you die. The number of bombs you can put down, which are indicated by those little bomb icons, and then the fireball icons increase the range of your explosion. If you have special items like the boxing glove that allows you to punch a bomb, basically knocking it over top of obstacles, or the kick power-up, and the kick power-up makes it so that when you walk up to a bomb, you'll actually cause it to slide across the floor until it hits either a wall or another object, this item right here. If you die while you have that item, you actually lose it. Now, cool thing about the slide, if I'm not mistaken, is you can stop it. Let me see if I can get it right. There we go. So you can actually use that to control exactly where the bomb is going to sit right before it explodes. I got one of them. should get 3. Oh, just 2. Obviously, the more enemies you kill with an explosion, the higher your bonus for the kills. There we go. We're doing all right on time for now, but I do want to try to get this guy as soon as possible. Oh, I guess he's going to get away. Generally, I don't do more than 1 or 2 pickups for the explosions because the larger the explosion radius on your bombs, the more likely you're going to forget where the explosion is going to reach and accidentally hit yourself trying to get away. Oh, see, that is why you don't want to do fire walking. If you don't know where the enemy or the exit portal is. Ooh, that got real close to hitting me. Get him. Nice. Gotta get him. There we go. Now, the nice thing about those bomb enemies is that they can actually blow up their own buddies, their own enemies, partners, whatever, teammates. Oh, invincibility vest. Unfortunately, setting a bomb to kill them while they're already turning into an explosive does not actually hit them. If that makes any sense. While they're flying around, moving around the map, they can be hurt. If they stop and drop to the ground to blow up, you can't hurt them. You have to wait until they get back up. Oh, nice. All right, so the item I just picked up, the bomb and the heart icon, is a remote explosive, which means it will not blow up until I press the B button. So it allows for much more controlled detonations, especially if you're doing them in a chain like that. It's one of the best items in the game. It is also very rare. You don't find it very often while you're playing. None of the map layout or the items that you find during a playthrough are actually guaranteed. So, uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Those blue guys will actually eat the bomb if it doesn't go off before you detonate it. So I suppose I should explain the other reason why I wanted to look at the single-player mode for this game, as opposed to just saying that, we looked at multiplayer and it was totally different. This is one of the games that I would definitely consider one of my guilty pleasure games. Is it a great game? I mean, time has not made it look so good. I think some of the multiplayer modes are a little bit threadbare. It literally is just the same square map over and over. Oh, I just lost both of those items that I had before. So I don't have homing missile or homing bombs, remote bombs, whatever. It's an okay game, but I did find that whenever I wanted to play a video game that maybe wasn't the most thought deep game, I'm drawing a word on it, kind of mindless, this game always came to mind. It was just one that I could, walk around, blow up some enemies. There might be some, oh, nice pickup. That little block item I picked up means I can walk through bombable squares now. This is one of those mindless games that I used to play all the time. When I needed something to do that just, turn off my brain for a little while and play a video game, this is one that always was top of the list because it was, simple, randomized fun that I enjoyed every time I played it, even if the game in multiplayer mode is not aged as well. I think I got him. I got him just in time. Oh, I walked right into that. That was dumb. And I lost the ability to walk through walls. that easy. Say there's a couple of other games that I would consider my kind of fun, you know, turn off the brain, not a whole lot of thought required to complete this games. We already did a long play for another one of those games that was kind of my easygoing, play it and don't really put any thought into it games, which was Soul Blazer. That is another one of those games that I find myself going back to whenever I need something that's, you know, a fun popcorn experience that doesn't require a lot of thought or effort on my part to complete it. That doesn't mean it's not a good game. I think Soul Blazer, for what it is a fantastic game. I just don't think it's the deepest experience on the planet. It does have a lot of fun, you know, level design and unique items in there. But I've played it enough times that I know where everything is in order to complete the game, so it's not a challenge. We're at a boss. You do fight a boss every 8 levels in this game. I think there is one area where you basically only fight a boss. So this is where firewalking is most effective, because I think we can beat the boss right away without having to... Oh, no. There may be one more hit I need to do. Nope. Come on. Done. That's it. It's that easy. Yeah, the next couple of bosses, we won't be able to do that. We'll have to actually stop, do a couple of bomb hits. Yeah, I really like the soundtrack for this game. The stuff that you get to hear that's not in multiplayer mode, that literally is just the same 3 or 4 tracks over and over. It might not even be that many. It might just be one track. It did get a little bit tedious. But there are tons of other tracks that you get to hear in this game that are very fun. One. Whoop. Nothing there. Oh, I got away. Shoot. Get him. All right. Ooh. Didn't like how close that was. Playing dangerous. Again, I think this is about as high as I usually go with the explosion radius for my bombs. I don't like going any higher than 2. This one's kind of fun because the item that I just picked up allows me to walk back through a bomb that I set. Normally, once you set the bomb, it is a physical impediment to your path, and I already lost it. Oh, we want that. Yes. That allows me to punch my bombs, which it can clear over barriers in the way, and also if it lands on the enemy, it counts as a hit. All right, we cleared the level. All we got to do is get the portal and get out of here. I'm going to take the opportunity to check for other items as well. Safer putting one here because I think I have to hit the portal to bomb this one from the top side. All right, good to go. Other games that I consider my kind of turn the brain off, guilty pleasure, you know, no thought required type games. I love Binding of Isaac. That's one of my all-time favorite games. It's a very simple premise. It's basically you're just playing a twin-stick shooter in the style of a classic Legend of Zelda dungeon, and you have to go all the way through each level, fight a boss, go down to the next level, and there are tons of randomized items in that game. That is probably, at this point, the game I've put more hours in than any other game. Whenever I just need, 30 minutes to turn my brain off and play a video game, that's the one that I go to more often than not. And it's a fantastic game. In fact, and I'll go on record as saying this, I think it's Edmund McMillan's best game. And I know there's people who would probably say Super Meat Boy is a better experience, and they're certainly entitled to their opinion, but there is one game, and only one game, that Edmund McMillan has gone back to multiple times, refining, adding items, adding expansion content, and that is Binding of Isaac. He's even tried a couple of other new franchises while he was working on content for Binding of Isaac, and he found himself going back to this one time and time again, because it is just one of the best games. Oh, crap. That was dumb. Oh, no, no, no! Get him! Oh, I lucked out there. I set myself up. Gotcha. Yeah, see, while he was kind of regaining his sentience after blowing up, he was invulnerable for about a half a beat there. I like the little wacky eyes animation when those blocks go invisible, the block enemies. So that item that I just picked up, the question mark, can be a good item, it can be a bad item. It depends on what you're willing to take a risk on, because I believe the question mark can possibly be poison, and certain poison items, I believe they can kill you when you pick them up. They may not happen immediately, it may be a little bit of a delay, but... And these... Oh, no, I didn't want to do that! Ah, crap. These coin enemies you want to get rid of as soon as possible, because they are complete jerks! Ah, crap. Well, my explosions are way bigger than I want. I have a feeling I'm going to kill myself a few times as a result of that. Whoa, see what I mean? Getting real close. When your explosions get this big, the best thing to do is just play corners. You have a way to get away from a block real quick. Just take a short cut around a corner. And there is a little bit of a slide to the character when he's like halfway around a corner. He'll just kind of, if you press down like here, he'll squeak around the corner instead of having you have to go all the way down to a perfect intersection to turn, which is a nice little control touch. Oh, I don't like this bomb being there. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him! He's gonna... Dang it. I can get him. Get him there. Yes. Oh. Yeah, if you're ever about to get touched by an enemy, the easy way to avoid contact is literally just put a bomb down. Because the enemy cannot pierce the bomb. They can't walk through it. And fight over. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be able to beat the game today. It would be really nice if we could, but I don't know if that's a 1 hour deal. We could certainly give it a shot. And you're going to see the, yeah, see, he can walk right, or eat all those bombs that I was placing. This is where fire walking would benefit you. I believe the skates that you pick up also are a permanent upgrade even if you take a hit and die. Not 100% on that one. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, I got it. Guess I gotta get that one. Oh, I did get it. Shoot. he got me. Or I got myself. Get those. Alright, we're almost done. He's running out of places to hide. Oh, crap. Little sneaky jerk. Gotcha. I will always pick up more bomb drops because that gives you just more opportunities to clear the map faster. Within reason. Now this is the creepiest enemy maybe of all time. This guy is so weird looking, and I mentioned it in the multiplayer mode how creepy he is. Just look at the face he makes while you're hitting him. Look at that face. Alright, gotta stop. Oh! Oh, I got hit. Dang it. But now I can bomb walk again. Also, I don't get the wide open expression. I better get somewhere where I can see myself. Stop. Get away. Gotcha. Oh, come on! I am playing very sloppy right now. He's dead. Gets even creepier when you beat him. I am in desperate need of some extra lives. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe those plants can actually grow back. Whoa! I think that bomb was a worthwhile sacrifice, because those little green walking guys, they actually can track you down. Oh, I hit myself. That's over. You do get continues in this game, so it's not the end of the world. I think you lose all your items, though. So we are going to start with the base explosion and only one bomb now. I like this song. It's got some juice to it. Ah, crap. So it does look like they didn't take everything. They took my bombs, my extra bombs, and all but one explosion radius power-up, which I'm fine with, because this is the explosion width I wanted to begin with. Oh. Come here, you little jerk. Gotcha. See? That's what I needed, was some more bombs. Alright, so the red bomb that I picked up, what that does is it makes it so that when your bomb detonates, it blows through anything it fires against, except for these permanent blocks. It can't pierce those, but it can pierce the ones you can blow up. It pierces enemies. If you're dumb enough to set it off against yourself, it'll pierce your body. Although I guess it already could do that, so that's nothing new. Uh-oh. Who? Ah, I just killed myself. And had nothing to show for it. We're gonna start. Shoot. I need some explosions. There we go. We'll fire walk, get rid of some of these guys. These bomb eaters. Gotcha. Gotcha. They can eat your bombs, but what they cannot do is catch your bombs, so... You have the punching glove, and I believe the kick. You can actually damage those little chomper enemies. Not 100% certain this is what they base it on, but those little chompy plant blocks that keep popping up in this level, they always made me think of Audrey, too, from Little Shop of Horrors. This is, you know, Venus flytraps don't actually have teeth. They just have, like, little hairs that detect when a bug or something else crawls inside of the maw area. Oh, more bombs, yes. Believe that apple gave me an extra life? Oh, you stupid idiot. Walked right into it. Alright, got the two walkers out of the way. So that red fireball icon, if you pick it up, it actually gives your bombs the maximum possible range, and that is a terrible item if you're trying to be careful with your explosions. I never picked that one up. If I do, basically, I'm just guaranteeing I'm going to blow myself up at some point. Get him! Nice! Alright, we're done. Now, there is a second Bomberman game. In fact, I believe they made 5 Super Bomberman games. How many of them made it to the US? I think just the 2. And we will look at the second one because I do have a copy of it. And the story mode that we'll be looking at, the single player, or I guess you could play it 2-player, is a lot more robust than this game, because this game, the primary limitation to the design is the fact that every single level is one square map. That's it. In the sequel, they actually had very unique, nuanced map layouts that spanned multiple screens. It wasn't just the one screen that you were looking at the entire level. It would actually sprawl quite a ways in some areas. And they actually had more dynamics to the level design, where there were switches you had to hit. And yeah, it's just a lot more robust experience in this one. But again, part of what made this game so appealing to me was the fact that it was just kind of very simplistic. Turn your brain off and have a little fun blowing up some things. Again, that sounds insulting, but really, I mean that as a compliment. I do enjoy games sometimes that don't require a great wealth of thought or planning or strategy. You just kind of do the thing. Got a boxing glove. Ah, I couldn't get him. I got close. So we're starting to run into enemies that have a ton of hit points. You gotta hit them 2, 3, sometimes 4 times, kill them. Oh, I finished it just in time. You could hear the little timer run out at the very top of the screen there. Alright, now we gotta start being careful because the bull-looking enemies, they'll actually chase you. Alright. Just clear the level. Doing good on lives. So So usually, if you have certain items, you make the game kind of a cakewalk unless you make a dumb mistake. The remote bomb item is easily a game-changing, make things much easier for yourself item as long as you're careful. Because if you're in control of when the bombs explode, you might I find myself doing this all the time, get a little bit punchy and hit the button too fast and you don't clear out of the explosion path. The interesting thing about these chameleon characters that we're seeing is they'll actually tank a hit while they're in their Bomberman form. At least I think they do. It's been a while. Oh, see, there we go. I knew I was going to do it eventually. I got a little bit too ahead of myself detonating the bombs. It's all right. We're doing all right now. Let's leave. You're not required to blow up all the blocks in a given level. It's just that's where most of the items appear. I don't know if there's a ton of items in this game that appear just on the map. If any, I don't know if there are any guaranteed items that pop up just... There we go. Try to hit the chameleon. Got him. I think enemies drop items occasionally, but it's usually out of the blocks that you get most of those things. Gotcha. Got another boxing glove. Can I kick these? Yes, I can. All right. Fun little trick if you want to get a bomb to the other side of the map quickly is you can actually punch it over the wall and hit the enemy on the other side. Nothing. All right. Good to go. I think we're at the boss. Was that 307 I finished? Yes, it was. And this one, I think, spawns little enemies out of the center. Or it might be bombs. Nope, it is sharks. Now, I'm not sure which of the enemies this one's supposed to be. Dr. Mook, probably. He's wearing a lab coat. That means he's probably a doctor. Got him. Thank you for helping me. Oh, and then I took a hit. All right, well, I'll fire walk, do some damage to him. Got him. Fight over. Unfortunately, that giant explosion apparently doesn't kill him because I think he appears in the next area. Hooray! We did the thing, I guess, and then just let him walk out. Off to the next world. Again, all of the songs on this soundtrack, very bubbly, a lot of energy to them. Those red bombs activate just the same as the bombs that you get that have that red color, which is that they will blow up through anything they come into contact with, so they'll blow up multiple blocks at the same time if they detonate next to them. They also hit their own buddies as well. Gotcha. Bang. are done. Oh, I hit myself. I thought I had a little more time. I got all the time in the world to blow this one up. Gotcha. Cool. Turn around, you coward. There is a neat little trick you can do. Well, I don't know if it's that neat. Basically, trapping enemies when you're playing this game, which is that placing a bomb parallel to a couple of walls like that will give the enemy, when they hit the surface, to turn left or right and avoid the explosion. However, if you place them kind of adjacent at an angle like this, you create a pit for them to go all the way into and then have no choice but to turn around and go back the other way, which increases your chances of actually hitting them with the explosion. So that's part of the strategy of beating the enemy in this game, is make sure you place the bombs not right next to a box, but kind of catty corner to them, for lack of a better term. I may want to get a little more aggressive here to get rid of these coins, because they are the worst! And they can go through blocks just like I can. Thankfully, the UFO cannot. However, he doesn't have the haste the coins do. I got him. Gotcha! I got him, I got him, I got him. Oh, I didn't get him. Gotcha. No, he got away. I gotcha. I didn't get you. Oh, oh. No, wasn't enough. He's a little bit too clever, this one. Got him. No, he got away. I should have had faith in I got him this time. Gotcha. Jerk. The coins are one of the worst enemies in the game, not just because they're fast, but because they're smart. They adjust their path to try to get a clear line on you. Alright, I don't know what this will do for me. Get rid of the UFOs. Gotcha. Whoa. Come here. I gotcha. Dead. I think the question mark gave me a little more bomb radius, which I don't love. It's alright. Unfortunately, there is nothing in this game that allows you to manually decrease the size of your explosion. That would have been a nice item. I get it. It's a negative item. They don't want to give you negative power-ups because people would probably get mad every time they accidentally or intentionally picked one up. Got him. Oh, I got him. But I missed. Got him. See, these guys take a ton of hits, but they're also worth a lot of money. I think they're 6,400 points when you kill them. Oh. Oh, just missed. Ah, that should get him. Yep. Man, still not dead. Yeah, look at that. Big points. Unfortunately, that took up a lot of time, and I'm going to run out here, or I died. Never mind. Clock gets reset every time you die, so you don't automatically start at a disadvantage, but yeah, it stinks. don't think I had anything really valuable to lose, but that doesn't mean you want to take the hits. Also, I lost my ability to walk through blocks, which was a very handy item. Spread the love on the... I thought I had time. You're dead. You're dead. Gotcha. Oh, my extra life! Got the bomb. Alright, I'm gonna want to get this guy next because he's getting real close to my exit portal. Got him. One down there, not really doing anything that terrifying or troubling. We got him. Ooh, that was a little bit too close. Alright, we're out of here. Yeah, depending on how long this takes, I think we might be able to actually get all the way to the end of the game. There aren't a ton of areas. The next one is probably the one where I may need to do a continue, if I ever do a continue in this playthrough again, which is that it's the battle arena where they have you face off against a bunch of other evil versions of Bomberman. And some of them are very tanky. They have a lot of health. Oh no! Oh, I had the remote bomb there. And here's the exit. Oh, these stupid coins. Got rid of them. Alright. They give a lot of points, but they are worth a lot less when it kills you 3 or 4 times. They can be a big pain in the butt, but they're one of those ones you want to kill as fast as you can. Oh, just blew up an item. Alright, I was hoping I could get at least one power-up to take into the boss fight, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I don't remember which one this is. It's been a while. Oh yeah, this guy. You have to blow him into the wall in order to do damage. Just a regular explosion won't do anything. He has to actually hit those ropes. Ouch! Yeah, taking a death here may be the better choice because that way I can try to control where I'm pushing him. Oh, look at that. They gave you an extra bomb power up there. Not enough. Uh-oh! Oh, he got me. Get him in the ropes. There we go. And unfortunately, the strategy against a lot of the later bosses is literally just fire walk, and then when you die, fire walk. It isn't really the most strategy-laden gameplay when you get to the boss fights in this game. But now we get the dueling against the other Bombermen, the evil ones. Luckily, you do start with a little bit of a health boost in the form of the invincibility frames. You can take out, I believe, the first 2 guys, and then the third one, it runs out. No, I'll probably run out before then. Oh! So the strategy here that works best is just swarm them with bombs. Although you do have to be careful not to accidentally kill yourself while doing that strategy. Grab the time. I go through the entire gamut of weird color designs. You have access to, I think, 4 of them in the multiplayer mode. I'm not touching it. He clearly is trying to decide whether he wants to or not. Ooh, he walked off that one. Got him. I think the next couple are going to be very tanky. I know there's some that can take multiple hits. Ah, I killed myself. I don't want to take any more hits if I can avoid it. Oh, look at this. Come here. Ah, he opted to get poisoned! I'm gonna get you. Yeah, see, he can take multiple hits. Like this one, same thing. He takes multiple hits to kill. Uh-oh. Oh, he poisoned us. I hit him. It wears off eventually. There it goes. Gotcha. Does not kill, however. Ah, gotcha. And I lost. Damn it. Alright, we'll give this one more try. If I die here, I'll just go ahead and call it a day. But we do have to start the whole thing over, so all the way from... Oh no, they don't make you start over. Interesting. Probably because you lose all your bomb and explosion radius power-ups, so... I wanted to give you a chance to continue. Oh, hello. I'll take that. Catch. I am not taking this. I could, but I don't want to. Haha, you don't get it. Oh, I tried to time it. Gotcha. I think he takes 3 hits. He may be the highest level one. I want that. It's not gonna help me in any way against him, but... Gotcha, sucker. And I think this is the boss fight. Screen flash, yep, all right. So now there is a fight against a boss character here. They're gold Bomberman. Takes more hits than anyone, and I believe he actually has a max range explosion. Yep. Oh, he's screwed now. I can firewalk, you're screwed. See ya. The game gave me that win on a silver platter. He takes like 4 or 5 hits, the gold Bomberman. Alright, this is the final area of the game, so once we beat the final boss in this area, it's over. Uh-oh, I just killed myself! No matter how many times I've played this game, I still make dumb mistakes. Oh, no, you don't. Gotcha. Oh, I could definitely use that. Thank you. All right, cleared out. I will say, I think part of what makes me appreciate games in the sense that I do, if they're kind of like simple, mindless games, usually length of play time tends to play into that some. I'm certain that part of the reason why I appreciated this game as much as I did, at least for the single player mode, was the fact that it is very much a, you knock it out in an hour, or you turn it off and come back to it some other time. There's no, I mean, you have the ability to save in this game, but why are you saving? This is not a very long experience. Saving and password systems really only matter if you're going to be playing the game for many, 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 many hours. If you need a save point in a game that you can literally beat in 1 hour, you're doing it wrong. And yes, they give you a save or a password in this game, but you don't need it. I just killed myself. I was trying to punch it. See you in hell, metal Christmas tree. Gotcha. Wanna come back? We'll do it again. Thank you, idiot. You made that easy. Got him. Now, that said, we did spend, what, 7, 8 episodes playing Soul Blazer, and that is one of the ones that I listed as kind of my mind-off, kind of mindless experiences. I think that has more to do with the fact that I know where everything is and how to get to all the cool items in the game. These guys are very tanky as well. They take quite a few hits to kill. So we're just gonna see they block as well. Ah, I killed myself. It's alright. I didn't have anything worth saving. Get out of here, jerk. Oh, we're so close to finishing him. Got. Oh, I almost had him. Got him. Got him. Got him. How many hits it's taking to hit this guy? Got him. And get some time back. Nice little touch I never picked up on before. The walls are, I guess, like glass windows because we're going up a big skyscraper. Uh-oh, I just killed myself. Oh, careful where you're placing the bombs. Got him. Oh, that was dumb. Catch this. Catch this. Catch this. One item. Gotcha. Whoop. Gotcha. Want that timer. Yoink. I don't know if any items disappear from the battlefield if you wait too long. I don't think any of them do. Obviously, you can blow them up by accident, but that's totally different. That's just your own dumb gameplay choice. Mistake. We're getting close. We're almost at the end. And back are those stupid coin enemies. Not worth as much this time, but maybe I was... Oh, no. The point value goes up, I guess, the more of them you kill. Weird. Ah! Damn you, metal Christmas tree. Cool. Got him. They're not the real threat. It's these fast-moving guys. Gotcha. Oh, of all the placement. Dang. Gotcha. That's not gonna hit, but that will. Whoop. That will. Gotcha. That will. Oh, it missed. Shoot. This one will. Or not. I'm getting close, but not quite. Here we go. That one will get him. See ya. Oh, thank you. That's going to make it a lot easier. I just timed the explosions myself. Gotcha. All right, second to last area. We're almost done with this. I want to get to that coin. Gotcha. I thought I had bomb kick or bomb punch. Alright, there we go. Let's see if we can pick up one or two more items before we leave. Probably not. Alright, well, we have what we're going to take into the final fight. Remote bombs could be a difference maker. But I do need to be very careful when I'm doing the opening bomb walk, or fire walk, whatever you want to call it. It's a big spider! Fortunately, he can close his face there when he detonates his bombs and take no damage. He only takes damage when the eye is open. This is a very doable fight. You just have to be careful. Oh, oh, I hit myself! Oh, it was sloppy again. I think we've done significant damage already, so yeah, not a very long fight. And I don't know if there's a second phase. There is. That's right. I think he has to descend before you can hit him. No, that's right. You have to have the boxing glove. You have to punch the bombs up into him to do damage. There it is. interesting little change in the gameplay. Oh, missed. And of course, he throws a bunch of poison onto the ground so that you'll accidentally pick it up and do something that will make it really hard to attack him. Of course, you can blow up all that poison. You never have to pick up any of it. Gotcha. He's done. Game over. That was it. There's not a third phase as far as I know. That's the game. I'm guessing the guy on the left is Carat Diamond. I honestly don't know. I'll let the little finish animation play out as I run out of the building. And they run out of the building. Ha! Yay! The end. And then we get a final, I believe, a look back through all the levels we went through. Oh, maybe not. All right, so that was the single player mode for Super Bomberman. Again, I did think it was different enough an experience that we deserve to take another look at the game today. And, well, we managed to make it all the way through to the end and beat it in about an hour. A little more than an hour. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. We'll do the good, the bad, and the ugly. Are all the things that I said in the multiplayer mode going to match what I'm going to say today? Maybe, maybe not. I didn't write it down. I didn't watch the video before I recorded today to make sure that I was being consistent in what I said. So if there is a difference, so be it. I don't believe there's going to be a huge difference in what I said then and now, except that, of course, we were talking about the experience of playing multiplayer mode versus single player. The good for this game is, again, it's fun, mindless action. You just walk around a grid, you lay down bombs and blow up enemies, and then when everything is clear, you find the exit portal and go to the next level. Quick, simple, mindless fun. Sometimes that is good design. If it doesn't frustrate you, if there's enough variety and random elements to it that it feels like a fresh experience every time, those are all good things. Again, the layout of the levels changes every time you play it. It's not always the same blocks in the same configuration. The enemies are the same in each area, but you're not guaranteed the same power-ups every time you play through it. They're all randomly kind of generated as you play through the game. So you may not get a remote bomb, or in this case, I found like 3 or 4 instances where I got a chance to pick them up. Again, in the single player mode, there are items that you cannot get in multiplayer, so that the only way we would have experienced them is to look at the single player mode as we did today. Those include the bombs that you can remote detonate, which are probably the best item in the game. The bombs that will blow up through multiple blocks. The bombs that you can lay and walk back through, because normally once you put a bomb down, it acts as a physical impediment that you have to walk around. As well as the block that lets you walk through the bombable walls, which is a nice little strategy you can use to trap an enemy, get them to come towards you, drop a bomb, and then walk through a wall they can't escape and then get blown up in the process. The enemy design, there's enough variety in their mechanics and their pathfinding to keep things interesting. It's not just the same single-minded enemy going back and forth on a straight line until, you know, they hit a corner where they might be able to turn left or right. They have some that heat seek. They have some that pop through the ground and then pop up on another part of the map. They have bombs that can actually detonate against the warp panel and summon more bombs that, you know, it could, in an endless loop, generate more enemies for you to kill. So there's nice enemy variety. The music, again, I think is a lot of fun. It's very high energy, poppy, good use of drum and bass, because that is kind of the trademark for, let me get her name again, Jun Chikuma, who did the soundtrack for this game, as well as most of the Bomberman games that Hudson Soft ended up making. As far as the bad, the boss fights tend to revolve around the same tactics. Not all of them, but the majority of them. Basically, you just firewalk, and by that I mean just detonate bombs endlessly on top of your own character while you're invincible to do damage to them. Some of their tactics, since none of those enemies, with the exception of the cloned Bombermen, have to go around the indestructible blocks on the map. They fly over top of them, or shoot over top of them, and that can feel a little bit unfair when you can't get out of the way of one of their paths in time and you get clipped. So it tends to be the same strategy for every single one of these fights. Spend the first 15 seconds doing your firewalk to damage them. Kind of try to dodge out of the way while you're still vulnerable to get 1 or 2 extra hits until you get hit, and then you have to start that whole firewalking process over again. That's not great. Again, I think the big weakness of this game versus, say, the sequels is that the map design is literally one square screen that's static, never moves left or right, and you are stuck going through the same kind of level layout every single time. Just that one square screen, blow up all the enemies that are there, try not to bomb the portal, go down it, go to the next level. It can be a little bit repetitive. It's a short game. It's only about an hour to complete the single player mode, and I believe in the sequel it is a lot longer just because there are more areas to explore in the game. As far as the ugly, there's some item pickups that really feel superfluous. There's like 3 or 4 item pickups in this game that are based on food items like apples, lollipops, or was that freeze pops. And I think they just kind of give you points. And it's like, I don't know if they needed 3 or 4 or 5 different variations of that when they could have just had one. Make it a food item and that's fine. It doesn't give you an extra life, it just gives you points. The heart seemed to be the same thing. The heart just gives you points. So why do you need a heart and a freeze pop and an apple and a question mark? And the question mark could be just about anything. Some of those items were a little bit too ambiguous and maybe in some cases a little bit too repetitious because they seem to all do the same thing in varying point amounts. It would have been fun if they had maybe a few more variations on what you could do with the bombs, like, say, have a bomb that tracks enemies if they get too close. Like if they get within a square or two, have a bomb that can actually chase enemies down before detonating. And maybe make it so that if you pick that up, it works, but it reduces the explosion radius down a square or 2 squares or something like that. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it as far as the ugly. Again, it's not the most dense gameplay in the world. It's literally the same thing every single level until you get to the boss fights. And those are mostly the same thing in every single level. The one different enemy seemed to be that one that you had to push into the electrified fence around the arena in order to damage him. And even then, really, it's mostly just bombing to push them into that area. There was some nice variety in the very final fight where you had to actually punch the bombs up into the enemy craft, but they don't get enough utility out of that in the game to really justify the one time that it happens, especially since you're not even guaranteed when you get to that fight to have the punch item. That's something that I think they had to force as a randomized item appearance in each end level when you get there, because you may have it when you get there, you may not. Let's go ahead and give the game a score. We'll do our score in Randars, 1 to 10. I'm going to give this, and I feel like I'm going to contradict whatever I said for multiplayer mode here. I'm going to give it a 6. The single player mode, I have a lot of fun playing it, but again, it's not a terribly deep or lengthy experience because it's not there's not a lot of variety in what you're doing in each level. And I think that does hurt the long time replay value of the game. The fact that it's the same level design every single level. And the bosses don't feel all that creative in their design. it's just one big floating object that you just blow up in every single level. So that's not too much fun. But that said, again, it's one of those, sometimes I just want to play a game where I turn my brain off and play for, half an hour or an hour to beat it and then move on with my life. And that has some value to it, but I recognize that it's a very simplistic experience, and therefore you cannot give it a terribly high score. The multiplayer mode, when we played that, I think I may have given it around a 6 or a 7 as well. And that is heavily dependent on whether or not your friends are also keen to that kind of run around, drop bombs in a frenzy to blow each other up for any extended period of time. I think we had fun playing it that one night, but I don't think that's something that any of us were ever going to go back to after we played it that one time, because again, it is a little bit of a shallow experience. That said, they have made many, many, many sequels to Super Bomberman or regular Bomberman, what have you. So, there's still value to the gameplay, but I think they've found more variety in future updates that this game was lacking. But it was one of those singular multiplayer experiences on the Super Nintendo, and that's why we looked at it and why I saw value in it back then, as well as, when we played it not only the first time, but also the second time. So 6 Randars, I think, is a fair score for the single player mode. That's going to do it for this episode of Nubs Collection. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.